Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new market update in which we're going to discuss some altcoins as altcoins are doing really fine recently. Also, probably going to get to an end stage of this altcoin run in which Bitcoin is going to correct as charts are going vertical, but still they're doing fine. Before we continue, I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel as I'm providing daily market updates about the cryptocurrency markets. What do we see here? We do see Zilliqa, and Zilliqa has been doing really fine. We did see that we had a nice impulse wave in 2020 in which we broke out of this accumulation range. Another period of sideways action, after which a new impulse wave emerged at the end of 2020, in which we accelerated towards the previous resistance zone. Again confirming as resistance here, through which we couldn't break, and we saw some short-term sideways action. And when you see sideways action, you are going to look for reference points that can grant you a potential entry, and we saw two. The first one was about around 2.9 to 3.5, and the first and the primary one was around 5 to 6 cents, which gave some nice interesting bounces. And now we can see that we are showing some interest upwards as we try to break through the resistance. What is the area to watch right now for Zilliqa? The area to watch right now is this zone here. The area around 8 cents should be holding, otherwise we're seeing a fake out to the upside. If this holds, we can continue continuation, and then we're going to look at continuation towards the first Fibonacci level, which is around 16 cents. And in the meantime, we also have this range around 12.8 to 13 cents. And then the next one, if the market really goes berserk there all the time, we're going to look at 25 cents as the next level of resistance. So Zilliqa is waking up after a beautiful support resistance flip. You want to see a similar outcome or outlook at the 8 cents level, and continuation from there should grant upwards momentum towards 16 and possibly even 25, as I think that the majority of the markets, or at least a big bunch of tokens, are going to make new all-time highs, and we're just getting started with the markets. What do we see on the Bitcoin chart for Zilliqa? We do see that we had this beautiful falling wedge breakout after testing levels for support. Couldn't break through the first level of support here, or resistance actually, but we are granting and making new higher highs and higher lows. Therefore, I did not want to see Zilliqa lose this level of support at 165 cents. I wanted to see support hold here, which we're currently doing, through which continuation is very much likely. So what are we going to expect from Zilliqa here? Well, in general, we did see this nice move up. You're going to look at entries in this range, and then you can expect continuation to occur. So as long as this range around 190 cents holds for Zilliqa, we can expect continuation to last. 190 is the ultimate low. If that happens, we can start grinding up again, or we can start attacking this resistance around 300 sats. If that breaks, we get a new impulse wave and you break out of this accumulation range. You should be aware that higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low start to make a parabolic advancement. So what we see right now is higher lows, and at some point it's trying to break through this resistance, so we get a new higher high and then a higher low, and then there is the parabolic advancement, right? So you want to look for Zilliqa interesting points here quite soon, given the fact that acceleration is likely going to occur in the near future. Then we've got a Swipe, which was called a scam previously. More projects are being called a scam, given the fact that the price is just dropping down. However, Swipe is just nicely accelerating here as we are reaching the new or the next resistance zone. What is going to occur from here? Hard to say. Breakout, and we are most likely continuing and making an acceleration towards the all-time high area. Reversing here, and I'm going to look at 177 and 136 as the first levels of support. Very simple approach. Right now it's just not an entry based on the daily time frame. But we do see that this is a nice full cycle on swipe, in which we have lower lows, lower highs. We do see that previous points of interest are getting tested. Hold for support, support resistance flip of 80 cents, and then a clear breakout and flip of the $1.15 level. After which continuation occurred towards the next resistance zone, as we have been saying. So right now, if you want to enter, you're basically just waiting until the market's correct, or you grant yourself an entry point on a lower time frame. So swipe is also ready for continuation. And when we look at this Bitcoin pair, we can see that it's still only waking up. So I'll just erase the stuff for a little. We can see that we're just waking up with the Bitcoin pair. We want to see support hold around this level. If this holds, we might be expanding, and the next levels for swipe is generally the area around 10k, which is, if you convert that to the US dollar level, which is a new all-time high for swipe. So we're looking at continuation and support that's going to hold around the 3900 sats level. This is fine, continuation, and we most likely are making a new trend, in which if we get this run towards 10k sats, a new higher low constructed on this level around 5000 sats would grant a new continuation at a later stage this year for swipe. So yeah, we're just waking up with the markets, and what we're seeing on some altcoins with breaking massive all-time highs. I think we're on the edge of more of those movements. Then we've got coins like Kava, where you are seeing such a big move. We do see the exact same figure, right? We do see that we had a nice impulse wave in 2020, after which we are making lower lows and lower highs, flip, or at least double bottom test, higher low, acceleration. So based on the USDT chart, you're not granting yourself any entry unless we get into any of these 2 points, right? But then the question is, which pair are you going to use? If you're going to use the Bitcoin pair, you can see that we're still at the end or at the start of a trend, right? So you can use the Bitcoin pair as a navigation tool to define entries. So we do see this downwards trend here. We do see that we grind up, reject resistance, and then have to flip the previous level for support, which was also support here, happens. And now we're trying to break out of this trend, and we're still at all-time lows. So the USDT chart is not granting you any entry at all, but charts like the Bitcoin pair might be giving you an entry like you see here. If we do break out, we are looking at a resistance points around this reflection or at around this 14,000 sats level and 18,000. So then we get this acceleration and most likely get a corrective period, after which we can continue later on. So therefore, you should be looking at the Bitcoin pair charts and the USDT charts both to get those entry points. And there's also, like, if you're looking at Perlin, for instance, a similar price structure, eager to break out, and then you're looking at any of these ranges here for the potential take profit. So there are still entries to watch. It's a little bit more difficult. I would not chase any trades at all, but you can still use them through the Bitcoin and USDT chart. And I wish you a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow.